Yo, what's up guys, it's ApTreX here. In today's video, we'll be setting up the brand new Eden Nintendo Switch emulator on our Android device. Now, if you guys don't already know about Eden, it is basically the continuation of Citron emulator project. Now, let me tell you guys that apparently Citron emulator's project has been discontinued. Now, this is just a rumor, but there have been some problems in the Citron emulator developer community and the main developers have decided to split up, and that's where the Eden emulator comes in. You'll be able to see I have already added its beta version on my Android device. A quick note before we progress in the video, I want to tell you guys that the Eden emulator build which I have is its old beta build, and it's not a representation of the future of Eden emulator. This is just the beta build and there is so much more to come in future. And in today's video, I'll be showing you guys the setup, best settings, gameplay and much more. So before getting started, if you guys are new here and if you want to stay up to date with all the latest emulation videos, then hit that like button, subscribe, turn on all notification. With that being said, let's get started. Now basically Eden emulator, as I mentioned before, continuation of Citron emulator, and currently the beta build which I am using is not really available to the public. This is just a tester build. So let's get started. Here I'll just go ahead and skip everything. You'll be able to see the theming of this emulator has been changed and its setup is similar to all the other Nintendo Switch emulators that we use on a regular basis. And immediately when you open it for the first time, you'll be able to see a whole brand new UI. This brand new UI looks really amazing, and this is a fork of Yuzu emulator obviously, but it makes it look not as a fork of Yuzu emulator. You'll be able to see we get the branding as well as search feature and the settings, sorting as well as visibility of grid or list. You can also tap on the folder button to import our game folder or select a folder where you store your games. Well, let's just go ahead and tap on the settings icon, and as you guys can see, even this UI has been completely changed. Now this is actually a very amazing UI. I personally prefer this to the original Yuzu emulator's UI. If you just go ahead and go to system settings, then you will be able to see it's just like the Yuzu emulator settings. So I'll just go ahead and apply the best settings. You can copy the settings which you are seeing. So graphics accuracy level is normal, resolution is 0.75x, VSync mode set it to mailbox. Afterwards scroll down, make sure to enable force maximum clocks as well as asynchronous shaders. Afterwards there is no new setting option like the new show emulator. So I guess that's about it. You also get GPU driver manager just like all the other Nintendo Switch emulators, where you can import your custom Mesa Turnip Adreno driver for better performance and graphics quality. You also get an theme and color option, where here if we just go ahead and select material, you will be able to see the theming will also change. I'll just go ahead and import my firmware to check out the applet launcher feature as well. As you guys can see, the firmware has been imported successfully. So let's go to applet launcher, and as you guys can see, this emulator even comes with the Q launch feature. Well, unfortunately it seems that this does not open, I guess, or does it open? You will be able to see at the top left corner we have an FPS bar along with that RAM usage, and also as we are using the Qualcomm graphics driver, I think the Q launch feature does not work. So we'll just go ahead and go back, exit emulation. Let's just go ahead and try out Me Edit to see if this works or not. And yeah, this does work, as you'll be able to see. Unfortunately, I think the Q launch is the only feature which is not working. So hopefully in the next updates of Eden emulator, Q launch also works. It's good thing that this feature is actually available. Now what we'll do is test out some Nintendo Switch games that is actually the most important part of a Nintendo Switch emulator. Let's see how well does these games actually work. So first of all, I'll be trying out Pokemon Sword. I have opened it and I think the performance will be similar to that of the Citron emulator. So let's just go ahead and choose the language and start our game. At the top left corner, you'll be able to see we are getting about 120 FPS. So let's find out how well does Pokemon Sword work inside this emulator. One thing which I forgot to do is open settings, go to graphics settings, scroll down and make sure to set the aspect ratio as stretch to window. Once that has been done, now we'll get the full screen Nintendo Switch gameplay experience. As far as I can see, everything is being rendered properly, which is a good thing. And as you know, in the Citron emulator there used to be a temperature sensor at the right side of your screen, where it used to show you if your device is heating or not. So that has been removed. Let's just go ahead and swipe back and go to overlays option, and yeah, thermal indicator has been disabled. So let's enable this option and you'll be able to see our device temperature as well towards the top right side of our screen. And there we go, Pokemon Sword has successfully started on my Android device. Let's skip this cutscene, and I want to see how much FPS can I actually get in the open world areas. But before doing that, let me just go ahead and save my progress, or else if the game crashes then it will be a waste of time. So here we go, let's just go ahead and grab our backpack. And one thing which I forgot to tell you guys, this is actually the Antutu build of the Eden emulator, which means it is utilizing the full potential of my Snapdragon 8 Elite processor Android device, and which is the reason why we are getting such amazing FPS, as you'll be able to see at the top left corner, 90 FPS while emulating Pokemon Sword on my Android device. This is the only emulator that is capable of utilizing the full potential of our Android device. I'll be making a dedicated gameplay test video pretty soon on this emulator, trying it out on my low-end Android devices including the Snapdragon one as well as MediaTek one. So here, as you guys can see, we are getting 120 FPS while emulating Pokemon Sword. This does actually feel like a new emulator thanks to its amazing brand new UI. Other than that, the game is also working flawlessly at 60 FPS without any issues. There is a slight heating problem, as you'll be able to see at the top right corner. My device has reached about 40 degrees Celsius, which means it is indeed heating. Obviously Antutu benchmark build, so it is utilizing the full potential of my Android device. Pokemon Sword ran without any issues. Let me just go ahead and try out Witcher 3 Wild Hunt as well. I'm unsure if this game will show any graphical output or not because we are using a Snapdragon 8 Elite processor Android device, but I guess there is only one way to find out. So here, the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, let's just go ahead and tap on the A button and start ourselves a new game. So here we go, the cutscenes are actually being loaded, but what we want to see is the graphical output. So unfortunately, as you will be able to see, because Snapdragon 8 Elite processor issues, the graphical output is not working, and at the top left corner you will be able to see the FPS. Now Witcher 3 is a very heavy game, so you will be able to see my device is heating up even more, because to provide 120 FPS while running Witcher 3, it is taking everything that Snapdragon 8 Elite has to offer. So I'll just go ahead and turn off this game, and yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Do let me know in the comment section down below if you are excited about the future of this emulator. I personally like it. I would definitely recommend it once it has been officially launched. So yeah guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.